Hey guys, so I figured I would do a few little readings, and I was thinking like doing a card reading, but I think what I'm going to do is just select a load of cards and do a load of little readings, and you can just see what resonates, if anything, with you, see what comes up. I'm like trying to get my mind zen. I'm trying to like get my mind, because my mind just races, so it's like, no, let's get the mind straight. So what I'll do is I'll make a load of little piles. I'm getting haunted by a song recently as well. Shine Bright Like a Bleeding Diamond, of all things. So that might mean something to somebody. It's been whirring and whirring around my mind for a few hours now. And I'll be honest, I've got absolutely nothing in my life that it could be referencing, so it's certainly not for me. Should probably have done all this off camera, shouldn't I? But it is what it is. Right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whoop. So let's get a look-see at the cards. Let me pause in a little tiny bit. Maybe not. I still don't know. I don't know how people manage to get things in screen in Iceland perfectly, but they seem to do it. So the first pile we've got out is Fluidity with the Sun and the Seven of Cups. You may be having a lot of options coming to you. There may be a lot of things that are presenting to you as options or choices in situations. You may just be finding that a lot of doors are starting to open for you, but you're not sure really which one to go for. And I almost feel like at the moment everything's kind of flowing as it should be with fluidity here. I feel like everything is kind of moving as it should be, and all of these options are viable options for you. So it's almost like, as well, I want to say that if you go into something and you're not happy with it, then you're going to be able to go and pick from the next cup. You don't need to limit yourself on the options that you do have or the choices that you do make. You can, it's almost like test drive everything. I feel like I want to say just test drive everything, because there's more than one option, and there is going to be more than one option. It's not like you're going to choose and then lose. There's a really positive energy around it. It's like the sun is shining on you at the moment, and anything that you turn your hand to will be prosperous. So I'm getting that message there. Is there anything else? Don't be afraid as well of stepping into something new if you feel like something is quite new, because with the Sun card here, this is a card of like innocence. So don't be afraid of trying something out because it's something new. Don't limit yourself because of that, because I feel like you'll probably find your flow and find your step as you move. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. Okay, that's that one. Let's get the second pile. So we have the Six of Cups, Seven of Swords, and creativity. So you're another one that's looking at options. So this is another case of looking at options and working through things and trying to figure stuff out. And I feel like you may be wanting to go back to something from the past. You may be thinking about something that you've done in the past. I feel like with creativity, this is telling you to possibly push forward. There's an element of like turn your back on the past. Yeah, you can work through it, or you can, you know, revisit things, but don't hold yourself to the past. Be willing to move forward and be willing to move into a new direction from it. You've learned a lot. You can take what you've learned from the past. You can take all the lessons that you've learned from the past and put them to use into something new or something different. But I feel like I want to say, don't be tempted to jump straight back into something exactly it's the exact thing that you've moved, because I feel like you've moved away, you've moved beyond this situation. And it's almost like with the weirdly with the creativity card here, this feels more to me like it's like you're just afraid of trying something new. You're afraid of trying something different. You want to kind of stick to the status quo of whatever may have worked for you for a time in the past, but obviously hasn't in the long run, because you've moved away from it. It's something that you have moved away from. But take the lessons, take the knowledge that you have gained from a situation in the past and put it into something positive for your future. This may actually be that you've been through a shit old time in the past, and you may have been picking up cards or something, and you may have been learning how to do tarot, or you may have created something out of what you went through in the effort to clear your own mind and get your own mind straight and get all that the conflicts out of your own mind. You may have come up with like a really good strategy of how to move yourself beyond situations, or how to do things like meditate and how to get yourself into a calm space. And with this is telling you that maybe it's time to take what you've learned from the past and put it into practice, make it an option moving forward, or maybe a business opportunity moving forward, something where you can help others. But don't feel like you've got to stay stuck in the past. You can take the lessons from it and move beyond it. I also want to say, for some, this is talking about somebody from the past coming back in a rather sneaky way. And with creativity here, it's almost like and a situation's going to be made so they can come back. It's something that's going to be it's like it's in my mind, it's like a performance. It's like orchestrated. Something's going to be orchestrated, and it may be in a really creative way, or in a way where you might not actually guess that this has been planned out. So beware of somebody coming back from the past, or beware of somebody who may be talking negative or doing stuff that you may not be aware of right now, because they're going about it in a really sneaky way. So that's a message for somebody. I'll leave that one there. I genuinely thought I hadn't pressed record then. Oh. So what have we got? Nurture, the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So I don't know, some of you may be planning on having a family. Somebody may be pregnant. Somebody may already have children. Or maybe connecting with somebody that has children. Oh, that went a bit deep then in me. So what I've just got in my head, what's just come in my head then is that with nurture, the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups, what popped into my mind then, what played out in my mind then, is somebody that couldn't have children may have thought that they were never going to have that experience. And I know this is random, it may not visually be triggering for you. It's somebody that I felt like they weren't going to have that experience, or somebody that feels, that maybe feels, actively feels in the here and now like they're never going to experience this, they're never going to have this situation going on where they're going to have somebody to love. Don't don't allow yourself to negatively block something out of your life. I feel like if you cannot naturally have children, if you put out into the universe that you do want to be in this energy, you do want to be a nurturer, you do want to be somebody that takes care of, or someone that looks after others, then don't cut yourself off from that energy. Don't negatively self-talk, telling yourself that this is something that you will never have. Because I feel like if you put out into the universe that you would like to have a family, that you would like to be in that situation, then something's going to come in for you where it's literally going to be like a gift. It's like a ready-made family. That's what's saying in my head, and that's what I'm kind of skirting around. It's like a ready-made family, and that's not to say that you're going to be stealing somebody's husband and kids or wife and kids. This is to say that somebody may have had kids with somebody else. And what else has just come into my mind as well, what I'm going to say is, don't allow yourself to think, no, I'm not getting involved with somebody that has got kids already. If that is something that you want in your in your life, don't be afraid of taking on that with somebody else that already has children. Right, this is getting tangled in my mind. Let me get out what I'm trying to say. It's almost like you may limit yourself from people who already have children because you may be feared that there's going to be too many complications that come with it, maybe baby daddies and stuff, or baby mothers and stuff like that. And it's like, don't cut yourself off from that opportunity, and make sure that you are willing to take anything, put out into the universe what you want, and be willing to take whatever comes back to you. Accept it. If somebody comes into you and they've got a ready-made family, don't feel like you can't step in and play a role in that. Sometimes I feel like, oh God, this is right. I don't mean this to sound harsh. It's almost like somebody might be feeling like they might be a bit, they, not jealous. They might not, they don't know how they would conduct themselves or how they would feel about somebody's attentions being pulled elsewhere in a connection. And I feel like it wouldn't even be like that. You wouldn't be made to feel like that. It wouldn't even be like that. Sometimes when we get with people, they may have had kids or they may have had experiences or lives before us. And I know a lot of us might want to go forward with somebody that doesn't have the baggage, so, shall we say. But the thing is, sometimes people have the baggage because situations in our lives that we're meant to meet them at some point in our life, and they have this baggage that they carry with them because it's something that we are missing or lacking, or something that we're unable to have within our own lives, and it's bringing that to us, if that makes sense. So don't allow yourself to feel like you couldn't step into or get tangled up into a situation where there may be others. And yeah, that's not to say it would all be smooth sailing. If they have got, if the, if their exes are around or are on the scene or anything, that's not to say it's all going to be smooth sailing. but it is kind of giving you the hint that, you know, if you put the effort and energy into it, it's something that will be really worth it. It'll be something that would be fantastic for you. But make sure that you're putting out what it is that you desire in life. So if you want to be a mother figure, if you want to have somebody to dote on, then you put that out into the world, and don't cut yourself off from the opportunity of that just because it's not something that you can naturally do yourself. And I don't, when I said like it's, you don't know how you'd react, I think sometimes we just like, we get into a situation where we could feel like it could be too much hassle if they've got other people around them in their lives that are going to be a part of the life as well, and we don't know how we would react like that. I feel like if you are open to it and you approach it in the right way, then it could be everything that you could hope for, and any troubles that could come from it, any kind of potential stormy seas that come from it, can be really smoothed out. It's something that you would be able to, it's like a wave that you would be able to ride. I'm going to leave that one there. Okay. So we have the Eight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and Gratitude. I feel like this is like a nod to, you know, what you put out, you will receive. You like what you put out there into the universe, you will receive back. So whatever energies that you, or thoughts that you were thinking, if you've sat in a lack mentality, then that's what you're going to receive. You know, if you're allowing yourself to be fearful to enjoy life, or to partake in life, or to open yourself up to others, then, you know, you're going to feel enclosed and lonely. You're going to feel cut off, and you're going to feel miserly. And I feel like this is about, if you feel like you're in a good place, don't be afraid to share yourself with others. Don't be afraid to share yourself with other people. That's, you've got to remember, when we're sharing ourselves with other people, that's not to say that we become one and the same as the other person. That's not to say that we blend and become like, to lose ourselves in a situation. And as long as you can hold your own in a situation, and you can keep your boundaries and protect your boundaries, then there's no reason why you can't partake or allow yourself to open up to other people. You don't need to keep yourself closed off. And they say that with gratitude, it's like, if you can just be in a thankful mindset, you know, it's really hard to be thankful for the blessings and the lessons, and it's really hard to be grateful or in any kind of way when we get a hard lesson or a painful lesson. But these painful lessons that we go through in life, they set us up for when we go into something new. We have boundaries, we have lessons that we've learned that we can now put the skills into action when we connect with other people. And I feel like there's a situation where you may have been hurt, or you may have found yourself kind of stolen from. Anything, it could be anything. A situation where you feel like you were done dirt, and it's caused you to close down. And because of this, because you were putting out, be careful what you're attracting, is what I'm trying to say. Be careful what you're attracting, because if you're putting out into the universe that people are out to do you dirty or anything like that, then that's kind of the kind of people that you're going to be attracting. Keep it positive. Be grateful for the lessons. Be grateful for the knowledge that you get to move into something new with, because then you've got the eyes for what you're moving into. You know, you'll see patterns. If there's a negative pattern going on, you'll see the patterns, and you'll be able to cut people out before they even get a chance to do anything that's going to disturb or disrupt your harmony and peace. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. We get drinks. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Right, let's see what the next pile is. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and Beauty. Are we in shot? I think someone's coming to my house. 1 minute. Someone keeps walking backwards and forwards and looking towards my door. So we've got Beauty, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. And I feel like this is like a reminder to somebody that when you have, it's almost like share your bounty. There's a card in another deck that's just popping in my mind when I'm looking at these. It's like share your bounty. Don't when we go through life, we'll have ups and we'll have downs, and it's about paying it forward. So if you've got people around you who helped you out, or who did for you, or did something to help you move out of a sticky situation, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give back to this person, although it's good to give energy back to this person. It's about also remembering to pay it forward. So if there's something that I want to say, if there's something that you can do to help others, there is something that you can do to help others. It may be financial, it may be offering somebody a job, it may be your friend who's starting a business, and you know, you want to get a few bits, or get your nails done from them, or your hair done from them. There's something like that where it's like, don't be afraid, don't remember to pay it forward. Don't be don't 1 minute, my dog's going fucking nuts in the other room. Don't be afraid. Don't feel like because you've been in a bad situation before, or because you've been in a sticky situation before, that when you get yourself to a good place, that you kind of got to clamp down with it, that you've got to keep yourself kind of stuck with it, or keep because when we think of the 9 of Pentacles is about doing great financially, being financially stable in and of yourself. And there's the thing with the 9 of Pentacles is that we can get into a rut with it, where we keep doing things, and this might not even be talking about giving to another in that way. It may be talking about giving to another in way of time. When I think of Pentacles, I think of boons. When boons are like gestures, it may be about remembering to give to others by way of time. So you're not working all the time. So you're not trying to keep yourself in, because we can get trapped in this mentality of where we've got ourselves here, but then we've got to keep slogging away in order to maintain what we have. And it's trying not to allow yourself to get stuck into that mindset where it's like work and nothing else, or about kind of try to keep yourself in a stable position and nothing else. Because if in that situation, what we do is we'll work ourselves into the ground, and then things start going wrong again, and things start piling up, or things start becoming stressful. So you've got to remember as well that life is about balance. With the beauty is like what you make of it. Things are what you make of it. You've got to find balance in your life. So this could actually be speaking about making sure that you're keeping your connections going. Might even be just going out for dinner with your friend, going out and doing something with your friend. If your friend's got no money and they can't afford to go out, it might be that you take them for a pub lunch. That's going to cost you a tenner. You know, it's about what you give out will come back to you. I feel like I want to say what you give out will come back to you, but make sure that you're not just slogging away and having nothing from it, not getting anything from it. And pay stuff forward. That's all that keeps going through my mind, if I'm being honest, is pay stuff forward. And that doesn't necessarily mean that if someone does something nice to you, you've got to do a grand gesture towards them. It's doing what you can towards them, or just even being grateful or thankful or saying thank you. And it could also be about when you're in a position to do better, or you're in a position where you are doing better and you see somebody else struggling, or you see like maybe your friend's not been out for a while, maybe the mental health's in the gutter, then it's about like kind of, come on, let's see what we can do to get you out of this situation. And that doesn't cost a thing. You can go to the park, get out for a walk, you can do something, but it's just about paying it forward and being mindful of other people. And when I think of you, it's like the beauty of a person, really. It's about remembering that it's not just all about us, and it's about others as well, and paying things forward and not letting yourself get in a rut. I'll leave that one there. Ooh. So Death, the Eight of Pentacles, and Marie Antoinette. So for some of you, this could be a job coming to an end, or this could be a way of life coming to an end. When I think of Marie Antoinette, she was the one that got kind of basically pulled away from her family, put into a life that wasn't working out for her. So she got basically married off to I can't remember what the prince was called, but she got married off anyway to somebody, and it turned out I think he was gay, and she ended up spiraling and being in a negative place with her mental health, and everything went to shit. Everything in all of their lives went to shit. I think she made some kind of pact or peaceful a peaceful kind of commitment with the person that she was married to, that he could do what he wanted and she could basically do what she wanted, as long as nobody found out about it, or as long as, and that's not to say you've got to go sneaking around. It may be that it's time to move. It may be time to have the conversation and get on the same page with somebody, and it may be time to move on. So this may actually be a relationship, or it may be a job that's just not working out for you. You've gone there, you've gone into it. It may be something that you've gone into thinking, or that you've been pushed into. Maybe you were redeployed into this job and you're not happy with it. You're not happy. Something's not working. Something is not working with it. And it may be time to move on, and it may be time to be honest and have this conversation and have this agreement and get this agreement in place. So it's not that you're just suffering on your own, or that you're battling against somebody like that. It may be time to open a dialogue to see what you can do to work the situation out for everybody involved. But the Eight of Pentacles, you've got to remember, it's like a hard work card, and it's about mastery as well, the Eights. But this card can become monotonous because you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And if you don't love it, it can be draining. And I think in the end up as well, she became quite indulgent, Marie Antoinette. She became quite indulgent, and she was, and I think a lot of it was to do with just a feeling of unhappiness. So it may be, I feel like there's a warning here not to allow yourself to become so unhappy that you try to find things to numb yourself with. Don't do things that are demonstrative, like dangerous to your health, or that are going to affect you in negative ways, or have you look in a certain way to others around you, because that's not who you are. I want to say that's not who you are. It's just the circumstances that you're finding yourself in. So if there's something that you need to bring to an end, bring it to an end. Don't suffer through it and let it change you into somebody, or portray you, or have you portrayed in a way where You are looked upon negatively or like you are out of control. Or don't allow yourself to become out of control, because that's not who you are, and you don't need to do that. You don't need to suffer through something. Be brave enough to let it come to an end. If this is a relationship, it may be that somebody's pulling away from you and you are trying to cling on. You're literally clinging and grabbing and being very grabby with it. You don't want to release it. So if you're on that side where, and this could be them doing this to you, or this could be you doing this to them, where you don't want to release it or you don't want to let somebody go, and it's almost like you need to, because this is going to end up like a toxic mess that isn't going to work out for anybody involved. I don't know if you've watched any of the films on Marie Antoinette. I mean, you could look at her and think, God, she's a bit of a bit of a bitch. And I think, yeah, she became hard faced. The thing is, she was a bitch, but she wasn't a bitch. She became hard faced because she had that many people doing shady shit behind her back, and she had a husband that was gay or didn't want her, and she just imploded. She imploded with herself, and it played out where she was just drinking and making a show of herself all the time. And it's like, don't let yourself get to that place. It's, it's time to release something. Or if somebody's doing that with you, don't feel like you've got to stay because they are falling apart. You need to do what's good for you. You need to work on yourself and do what is right for you. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. Next ones. So we have Justice, the Emperor, and Contentment. So somebody may be going into a new position or a new job, or may just be moving into a new phase in their life. I feel like maybe you've gone through like a bit of a bad time actually, and now things are starting to balance out with you in your world. Things are starting to balance out, and it's almost like you don't trust. It's almost like there's like a distrust. It's like you're not comfortable in the content. You're not comfortable in the comfort. It's uncomfortable to you because you're waiting for something to go wrong. But I feel like with the Emperor, this is like leadership. This is like somebody that knows what they're doing or knows what they're about. And I feel like the situation has changed, or a situation around you has changed, and you're in control of it. You've been very smart with it, and you're in control of it. And you know now, like, kind of, if you've gone through something, you know now, like, how to maneuver yourself, or a strategic way to maneuver yourself through situations that are uncomfortable to you. So don't feel like you've got to back off from something because it is bringing you some kind of joy. For others of you, I feel like somebody's going to be getting the comeuppance in something. And I don't know whether this is you or another person, but I feel like somebody's going to be getting a comeuppance off something. And this may be to do with like kind of some kind of spousal support or child support or something like that. Somebody may be being made to step up to the plate and literally do what they're supposed to do. They may be getting made to do this, but this could also be somebody that's changing their ways and seeing, actually wanting to balance something out and wanting to stop being a knobhead with you. But there's a distrust. I feel a distrust about the situation, and it's just because maybe something's been a bit shit for so long that you can't see how it's suddenly going to be okay, or how things are just suddenly going to be let to calm down. For others, for somebody else, I'm also seeing that there may be some kind of dealings with property. Perhaps you're getting you may be having checks to do with something to do with purchases and something, or getting something, or some kind of land or something like that. Something that's going to be your empire, something that's going to be your like castle, your home. And it's going to work out. So if somebody's trying to get a mortgage, or if you try to if you're having checks done, or if you're having like surveyors, what would you have, surveyors? If you're having like some kind of checks done, I don't know, some kind of checks or something, and I feel like it's going to go well. Some kind of message about a legal situation as well. You may be receiving some kind of an offer or a settlement in a legal situation. And our last cards, we have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands with skill. So I feel like this is somebody that's just being brave enough to step into something new, or there's a new opportunity or offer or something coming in for you that is going to be something fantastic. That's going to bring you a lot of... It's almost like getting the recognition for what you are capable of, like kind of getting the recognition for who and what you are as a person, getting a recognition for the skills that you bring to something. You may have been overlooked in the past. There may be situations, it may be like you're getting a promotion at work or something. You may have been really overlooked in the past, and just maybe thought of in a certain way, but it's like, no, people are going to start seeing, and you're going to start getting recognized for the skills that you actually have and for what you can bring to the table in something. There's an offer that's coming in, and it's like, grab this offer, because this is whatever the energy that you pour into this, because you have the skill that is needed to be able to do this in a successful way and be recognized for it. If you grab this with both hands and throw your all into it and really put your energy into it, then this is something that's going to work out so well for you. So if you've got a job offer if you've got a job offer, if you are being promoted, or if you're being asked to maybe job swap or do something where, or if you've just got this idea for a business, or if there's some kind of opportunity that's coming in towards you, or some kind of if there's something that you're hearing about that sparks your interest, and it's something that you're thinking about but you're not really sure about taking the bait or jumping onto it or putting yourself out there, this is an encouragement to do that. Be brave enough to do that, because you have what you need to be able to be successful in it. And not only will you be successful, you're going to get recognized for the work that you do. This leap that you take may lead to something much, much greater, if you are brave enough to do it. And with this being an ace, we have this here. This is the potential. This is you having the potential to be able to create this, if you put the effort and energy into it and make it what you want it to be. So I'll leave that one. So thank you very much. Do you know, honestly, my mind has been so scattered recently, and it's nice to just put cards down, because like when you're reading for yourself, you have to have a, you know, there's a situation going on. It can get a bit boring reading for yourself, to be honest. But if you're putting it down and you know it's not your situation, and you're offloading that it's anything to do with you, then your mind kind of it kind of precises your mind. I can't explain it, but it's nice just to get out of my own chitter chatter in my brain for a while and be able to look at cards and just be able to spout what I'm seeing. So let's see something. Let's get a... see if we've got a nice little oracle to have a nosy at? Not have a nosy at, but just pull a card from and get some energy to think about. Have we got an oracle? So we're going to pull a Pixikin, I think. Bit of an inspirational quote just to take away. So we have Demelza and the Kitty Twins. Fire up your power and make things happen. And I feel like every single one of them readings is about taking action, taking action, taking action. You have what it takes to get yourself into, get yourself out of, or move yourself beyond or around or through any kind of situation that comes towards you. And it's just about you engaging yourself and allowing yourself to do that and allowing yourself to believe that you can do that. And I feel like that's what this message here is for. All right, thank you.